They built a fence on his land. What he did next was genius. Imagine waking up to find a brand new fence cutting across your land. A steel gate, a padlock you don't own, and a sign saying your property is now under someone else's control. That's exactly what happened to Anthony Ridley. Most men would have caved, but Anthony, he didn't just fight back. He made one move so bold, the entire HOA never saw it coming. Here's how he turned the tables. Most people expected him to cave. But Anthony Ridley wasn't most people. That morning in early March, the sun painted the pastures gold as Anthony stepped out with his coffee. He froze mid-sip. A brand new fence stretched across his property line like a silver snake. It wasn't his. It wasn't even on his land. At the center was a steel gate, heavy padlock hanging like a challenge. A sign read, "Property access managed by Lakeside Meadows HOA." Anthony set his mug down slowly. His cattle grazed beyond that gate. His cattle, his land. Or so he thought. Anthony made a call, then another. Finally, a woman from the HOA answered, her tone syrupy sweet. "Sir, you're in violation of the new community perimeter plan," she said. "Community?" Anthony barked. "I'm not in your subdivision. Actually, your easement crosses HOA land now. Access will require compliance with HOA rules." Compliance. They wanted him to pay dues, sign bylaws, even trim his fences for aesthetic harmony. Anthony hung up, his jaw tight. They thought a padlock and paperwork could choke him out. They didn't know Anthony Ridley. Neighbors whispered, "Just pay the fee, Anthony." But he'd rather eat dust than bow to a committee. For weeks, he drove miles around to reach his own pasture. His cattle grew restless, grazing thin. Then came the letter, final notice. Failure to comply will result in legal action. Anthony crumpled it in his fist. They were pushing him to the edge. But in that edge, he found something sharper than anger, a plan. At dawn, Anthony hitched his tractor and rolled toward that gleaming fence. Not with chains, not with cutters. With the flatbed stacked high cedar posts, barbed wire, and a gate of his own. By noon, a brand new fence stood inside his land, running parallel to theirs. His cattle were free, and the HOA, powerless. Why? Because Anthony had done his homework. Their padlocked gate blocked his easement, but his deed gave him rights inside his boundary. His new fence sealed it, no access needed, no fees owed. When the HOA rep drove up fuming, Anthony tipped his hat. "Morning," he said. "Beautiful day for freedom, ain't it?" The HOA filed complaints. They lost every one. The padlock still hangs there. Useless, a monument to arrogance. Anthony's move became local legend. Folks in town still talk about the cowboy who outsmarted a homeowners association without breaking a single law. His secret, knowing where his line was and never letting anyone cross it.